website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. How do you learn to make those chord changes happen fast? It seems like, you can learn the chords, right? And you can get them under control to some degree, but then it's like it's an unbreakable barrier to really go, right? To make those shifts really happen in a fraction of a second. What's the key to doing that? Well, the key is very simple. Imagine you being locked up in a prison and you find a file. What you do is you start filing, and it might take you a year, right? It might take you a very long time. But once you're done with all the bars there, you will have carved your way or filed your way to absolute freedom. It's the same thing with the guitar, basically, because you focus on a little spot there. You don't go, trying to take down the whole wall. You focus on a little spot, and then you just incessantly, keep filing away at it each and every day. And then once you've done that enough, you will break free, and it's not a problem anymore. Any guitar skill you want to learn, it's not a problem. You just do it because you carved your way to freedom. It really is like that. But so how do we do? How does that relate to chords? Well, instead of practicing songs, which is what most people do when they start out, because it's the fun thing to do, right? You practice a couple of chords, and then, pretty soon you have a whole song under your fingers, and you can play something that sounds like music. But in order to really get totally beyond that struggling with, doing the chords, you need to focus. You need to have a different kind of practice routine where you basically take just 2 chords, and then you practice them so much that it becomes really easy. There's no simple trick to doing that fast. The simple trick is really to focus on just 2 chords and then making the shift happen. In the beginning, you always have to, place each finger on that separate string, right? This is the process, right? You take 1 finger at a time. But once you have put your fingers on the string, you've stopped learning. When we're talking about, fingering chords, you stop learning right there. And most beginners, they go like this, and then we strum a little bit, and then we take the new chord, because we want to have success, right? We want to feel that, I can play that chord. I got it. It sounds good. So a little success experience there. That's cool. But you have to give those small success experiences up of playing the chord once you have it down, right? You have to give that up in return for something that's a little further out in the future, which is called going back and forth between these 2 chords, like instantly, right? Right? That's what you want to do. So instead of having, that's cool, right? And then, right, instead of doing that, you want to say, drop the strumming. I'm just going to go, it's good. That's good. That's good. Because in that way, I get like 3-4 times the amount of repetitions in, because I'm not using time strumming. So let's say I'm practicing for 10 minutes, right? And I'm practicing a song. If I use, most of my time actually strumming, then I won't get the results I really want. So instead of strumming and feeling good, I'm just going to, put that down for a second and then really get some results. So what you basically then do is that you take these 2 chords, and first you learn them to the point in your room by yourself, right? Perhaps with a metronome, so you get the rhythm right. As soon as you can play them like this, and have a rhythm to it, where you click, 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 and you can actually start, playing them with an even amount of time in between because you're so fast. Then you take it to the TV. You can do that before even. And then you just simply sit down with an unplugged guitar if it's electric, and then you sit and go back and forth between these chords while you're watching an entire movie, while you're watching sitcoms, spend 3-4 hours. This is good watching TV like this, 3-4 hours each night, just going back and forth between 2 or 3 chords like that. back and forth. Try to doing that for 2 weeks, and you will absolutely, make so much progress that it's amazing. And instead of just learning a couple of chords, you're really training your fingers to hit the freaking frets and hit the freaking strings on the fretboard. That's the underlying lesson that you are training into your nervous system here. And that skill will then make it much easier to learn other chords. This is the way to really push through and push yourself out of the beginner zone, or the intermediate zone for that matter. So you practice these 2 chords with precision, accuracy. You don't try to force it. You don't practice making a lot of mistakes, because that is what you will become good at then, right? If you don't do it right, and the only reason why you're strumming is to really test if you have every string right. So do that for a couple of weeks, maybe 4 weeks even, just the same 3 or 4 chords, and then everyone will be playing, I got these 3 songs down now. You don't have 3 songs down. You can play 3 songs crappily. That's what you got down. But when you do this instead, you can play 1 song to absolute perfection, which changes the whole game for you, which will set you apart like it's insane. Because now the next song, the next couple of chords, you do the same thing with. Like, the other guys might have 10 songs or 12 songs in the same period of time, but it just sounds like when they play them, right? You have 1 song and it sounds really good, and you can really play it real time instead of having to stutter your way through everything, right? And then you take the next song and you focus on it like that, 3 chords, bam, 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 over and over and over again, until you really can go. Like a pro, right? And then you do the next song, and then gradually you go faster, faster, faster. And then by the end of the year, you will sound like an absolute professional. And people will say, "Oh, aren't you talented? Isn't it amazing?" Because they'll still be scrambling just to play the same freaking 5 chords, right? Because they don't have that focus, right? So please take my advice. Even just do it for a week. Focus on it. Just 2 or 3 chords when you practice by yourself. Take that to the TV. Never watch TV without practicing like this. Doing the chords, strumming a little, not annoying the other guys around in the couch with you too much. And then just judge by results. If you do it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and sticking to the same 3 chords. Don't stop when you're good at it. Stop when you're absolutely amazing at it, right? And I promise you, everything will change. You will totally break out of that bubble that most people live in for too long when they practice guitar. That beginner's bubble.
Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.